What makes my MPA Defender different from everybody else's? Well, a lot of people have these magazines right here. What I'm rocking is the Glock drums with this bad boy. Look at that.
What makes my MPA Defender different than everybody else's? Well, what I'm rocking is the motherfucking MPA the long way. MPA the long way, the long way. What's going on, y'all? It's Bidrigo here. I just wanted to come back, make another video. I'm trying to upload weekly. If I don't make it, don't hate me for it. But I would just like to give myself a pretty big round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Our video had just hit 700 and I believe like 80 views or something like that, and it's only been about 6 days. So I'm really thankful. A lot of it had to do with the algorithm. The G-Force Arms Blade 6 isn't really a known gun, so regardless, thank you guys for your viewership. It really means a lot. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into the video. So I wanted to talk about something that is kind of like a budget option, PCC if you will. What are you doing? Bagel butt. Sorry, my cat is fucking about right now. So I kind of wanted to talk about a budget option, kind of a pistol caliber carbine, if you will. Nothing like the fucking Bagel bite. Chill out. Chill the fuck out, dude. So I kind of wanted to talk about something that is kind of like a pistol caliber carbine, if you will. And I'm not talking about the Daniel Defense DDM4 or however the fuck that much that thing costs. And none of these like basic ass builds that you'll see on a PCC where it just looks like an AR and it just takes Glock mags. This is something that it's actually really cool. Kind of a big inspiration I had for this build was the channel PSR. If you don't know him, he's pretty kind of big in the gun space, does a lot of cool things with 3D printing, and he just has some of the wildest builds. And he kind of showcases manufacturers that are kind of rare and would probably have a hard time getting out there, who make really cool stuff. It's a lot of good stuff on there, and he actually introduced me to my very first gun ever, which was the Mac 11. Now, I bought the Mac 11 after seeing his first Mac 11 video, and I bought the MPA Defender, and then he uploaded a video just about later on called something the Mac 11 Modernizer or Cyber Mac or something like that. And I saw his build and I was just like, oh my god, I gotta get my hands on this thing. Now, you've probably seen a lot of crazy hood videos of people grabbing the Mac 11 off of MPA, because it's a pretty affordable gun. What I do hate is that a lot of them brag like it's the craziest thing. Like this, it's got a faux suppressor on it. This thing is obviously cheap, and it should be cheaper for what it's made out of, but people like to flex it because it's the cool CJ gun. It's the cool San Andreas, ghetto blaster. But after I saw PSR's video on the Mac, it just blew my mind, just opened my eyes up. So the build that I have running right now is a Aves Upper. It is kind of within that budget realm. You can get one of these for I can't say the exact price, so I'll just use Benjamin terms, around like 4 Benjis. You can use 4 Benjis to get AR uppy, you know what I'm saying? But around that price, and it's a pretty good budget build, so I kind of want to show you this disgusting amalgamation that I have going on here. It kind of looks futuristic and cool. It is. I also took some slow-mo footage out there on the range, and I just kind of wanted to talk about how good this thing is. Bam. What the fuck is this thing? And just for YouTube compliance, yes, we are in fact clear. And this build is fucking nasty looking. This thing looks crazy. I'll kind of go tip the butt here. We have a Aves. This is their 16-inch upper. You can get this in an 11.5, which would cut off like right around there. PSR's is an 11.5. I went with the 16 because I had aspirations to put an actual stock on it and not a brace. And I kind of want to throw a foregrip on there and just do all kinds of wild stuff. I might throw a fucking broom handle. But up top we have the NC Star carry handle optic. This thing, it has a green, red dot, and I believe it has a setting for, I believe, a laser as well. Sorry, not to flag you guys, but it's a pretty cheap optic, but I don't really spend too much on firearms. You know, this is kind of a budget-oriented channel, but for what you get for the price here, since the actual Mac, you can get this on its own here for around 400 bucks. The MPA Defender is a pretty cheap. You would just get it without this upper receiver, obviously, but you know, if you want a third point of contact without paying for a fucking NFA tax, as well as having a pretty sick gun, and just like on PSR's channel, he kind of talked about the dimensions of it. It is a perfect T. This thing is fucking awesome. Now, I do have some range footage I'd like to showcase here. Bam. And I haven't seen too many reviews on this thing online, so just kind of like with the GeForce Arms Blade 6, it's kind of why I'm making this video. I have a lot of cool kind of unknown manufacturers builds that I've built out to be pretty decent weapons, and if you want to replicate what I'm doing to get yourself a cool firearm, feel free to do that. But the channel is just going to be me reviewing all kinds of different things from these manufacturers that aren't really covered as much. Is this thing reliable? Yes, it is. I can just say from experience, we have a side charger here, which the original didn't come with. It came with a top charger, and I also threw MPA's folding stock on it. PSR's channel, he has a brace on it. I just like having, oh Jesus, I just like having something that I can really fold on here, and you know, not have to worry too much about not having that proper support, I guess. But with that extendo mag, man, this thing is pressure. This thing is pressure. Now, what can I say about my experience with this? If you are on the fence about getting it, maybe you watch PSR's channel, and you know the promo code that you would never ever use. Would the average person buy this? I think so. This is insane, and I'll kind of give a brief reason as to why. If you have an MPA Defender this lower right here, if you see this trigger, there's like zero creep, and it is just a almost practically single stage style trigger. Bam, it goes off. But this trigger has pretty wacky slap back, so whenever you pull the trigger on this bad boy, it'll kind of give you some resistance. It kind of wants to pull back forward because the Mac 11 is originally, you know, a submachine gun, and when turned into semi-auto, it's almost like it's saying that it wants to go full auto, but it can't, you know, because it's being forced to be a semi-auto system for civilian use. But when that happens, it's almost like you have a force reset trigger, but not quite. You can't just hold it down, but it will literally assist you all the way back to creep in like a pretty quick, snappy way. It's a very snappy gun. This thing is snapping like wild, and if you put an upper on here, you know, a 16-inch barrel on this thing, the recoil is kind of mitigated. I was kind of wondering for the Mac 11 what I should get to make it kind of more of a rifle, because there are different versions of this out there, and really I wanted an M-lock rail that already came included with the kit. Now it is kind of hard to grab because these things are out of stock quite often. However, you can get the upper with just the barrel and buy whatever handguard that you please. That's the only thing that is missing from it whenever you purchase one of these things, is the handguard. If you want that insanely long barrel, whether it be an 11.5 or a 16-inch, you know, I took my wife out there, you know what I mean, not to make fun or anything, but she's not the strongest nor the biggest person, and her shooting a gun in general, sometimes I worry that, you know what I mean, she'll just combobulate and you know, fly all the way back to the wall because of recoil. But she even said that this thing was kind of a soft shooter, which you know, kind of brought a smile to my face. This is an amazing gun, man. Like, if you are a normal sized man and you're shooting a 9mm out of a 16-inch barrel, my God, that recoil, I can't help but smile, man. This is an amazing product, and it is well within the budget space. You know, a lot of people I know, when they seen that the MPA Defender came out, had bought one, and if you're on the fence about buying a longer upper for it to absolutely change this thing, to take it to, I would say, the next level, I would say definitely do it, man. But yeah, other than that, there's not really much else I have to say about this. I just thought I'd come on here and share this pretty fucking dope build. Once again, thank you guys so much for the support on my last video. I understand that most of the traffic coming from it was a manual search, and I hope that you guys do stick around for other things, like, you know, seeing some of my interesting builds, or if you guys want me to review anything else that is a budget option, please let me know in the comments, and I'd be more than willing to purchase it and review it here on the channel. This video, I kind of just wanted to pump something out and share with you guys something that I found was really cool. And I'm no gatekeeper, so if I ever show anything on a build and you want to ask me what it is in the comments, feel free to ask. I'll go over the whole thing. We have a Meta Tactical flashlight, as well as a NC Star carry handle. Came with the optic. This thing was like around 80 bones, and you know, these are PMag Extendo mags. And yeah, other than that, all the top furnishing for the receiver is going to be Aves. Really good company. I really recommend you guys check them out. But yeah, other than that, man, my Instagram handle, bam, right there. If you want to follow me on Instagram, kind of stalk my life, or see any of my new purchases on, you know, firearms and whatnot, feel free to follow me there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and peace out.